Good morning. I'm Sarah Pearson in the News 2 Alert Center with your Morning Pulse. The North Platte City Council focused on strengthening safety standards for mobile homes last night. Council members discussed a proposal aimed at improving storm protection. The plan includes requirements for building storm shelters and installing more permanent foundations. These updates would help better secure mobile homes to the ground, reducing the risk of damage during severe weather.
So one of ours is a storm shelter built to FEMA standards. And then this would be, in lieu of that, would be an option to essentially permanent foundations or permanent set downs for mobile homes, as long as those mobile homes are designed to a certain criteria, which is regulated under HUD, which requires them to be built to certain HUD standards and then placed on a more permanent foundation.
The council voted unanimously to approve the item and move forward, marking a step toward increased safety and long-term stability for mobile home residents. A semi-trailer loaded with gummy bears went up in flames early Tuesday on Interstate 80. Deputies were called around 3:55 a.m. to mile marker 166. When they arrived, the trailer was fully engulfed, but the driver had already managed to pull the truck itself away from the fire. The load was candy only with no hazardous materials on board. Hershey and Sutherland volunteer fire crews got there quickly, put out the burning trailer, and stopped a grass fire from spreading along the interstate. Heading to the state capitol, Nebraska's 2-year budget bill is official after the governor signed both bills without any vetoes. Yesterday was the deadline to file any line item vetoes, but Pillen is allowing the budget bills LB 1071 and LB 1072 without any objections. The governor tried to line item veto tens of millions of dollars from the state's budget bills last year, but that never went into effect because it was not turned in by the deadline. And in sports, the Husker baseball team fell to Kansas last night with a final score of 5-3. The loss snaps a 10-game win streak. Nebraska will be back in action this weekend as they head out to Eugene to take on number 21 Oregon in a 3-game series starting Friday at 7.
Well, hi, everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Wednesday morning. It is April 8th. As we take a look at things today here, we are going to see a cold front come plowing through. It's already made its way through northwestern parts of the area. It's moving through the North Platte area as of the time of this recording. Let's go ahead and take a look at our future cast here. In that front, it's pretty close to this right here. It's basically just moved into North Platte. The wind has changed direction. It's just starting to move into O'Neill here. The wind's just about ready to change direction. So that gives us a good idea where the front is. So future cast lining up pretty well with the timing here. We've got some pretty strong winds. They are out of the south and the southwest this morning. They're up there around 15 to 25 miles per hour. And while for the most part the winds aren't strong right behind the front, there is a brief moment in time where the winds get really gusty directly behind the front. Ainsworth and Valentine have both seen gusts up to or over 40 miles per hour, and other places could see that as well. So again, we've got that front coming through. It's very mild out ahead of the front and a little cooler behind it. Most of us will still see decent temperatures today, even with that front passing through. That by the end of the day, the front will be in southeastern areas. There is a low-end chance of shower or isolated thunder towards the end of the afternoon, but a better chance will come this evening. This front's going to stall out over our far southeast, and that's where the best chance of rain and isolated thunderstorms are going to be. And it's going to kind of stay there the next couple of days across north central or central Kansas, northeast Kansas. It's kind of going to sit there the next couple of days. So again, maybe a couple of showers and isolated thunderstorms this evening and overnight tonight. Chances may be spreading a little farther north, where we could see a few hit or miss showers later in the night. I think most of us it'll be too warm for snow, but maybe there's a small chance of a mix here. Nothing expected to accumulate if we were to even see anything. But again, still your better chance of rain and isolated thunderstorms will be over southeastern areas through the late night hours. Now as we head into tomorrow, more of a mix of clouds and sun. Not as windy tomorrow, but breezy. More of a mix of clouds and sun, and still a few hit or miss showers and thunderstorms. I do think eastern and especially southeastern areas will have the best chance of this. Chances lower to the west and northwest, but not zero. And towards the end of the day, maybe a couple of stronger storms again right in here. Again, our frontal boundary is kind of stalling out right here. So this is your best chance of rain and thunderstorms. A lot of us won't see much, but there could be some more as we get towards Thursday night developing out west. So few hit or miss showers, isolated thunderstorms, but again, you saw it there, the better chance, and I'll even back it up there. Better chances are going to be in our far southeastern areas there. But we'll keep a chance going right into Friday morning. Again, especially focused on the southeast with the best chances of rain and isolated thunderstorms. I think of any of the next few days outside of today, Friday's probably a day with a lower chance of moisture as we head into the daytime on Friday. And it will be cooler as well on Friday. Severe weather-wise, I don't think we're going to see a ton of severe weather these next couple of days, but the Storm Prediction Center, they have highlighted our far southern areas here, mainly from around Smith Center to Belleville, Kansas, right here, southward. And that's for the threat of a few severe wind gusts and some large hail up to quarter size. But the majority of us will not see severe weather, and this is mostly tonight. And then tomorrow, late afternoon, tomorrow night here, maybe a slightly better chance of seeing some isolated severe storms over southern and southeastern parts of our area. This doesn't look to be a widespread deal. It's mostly for wind and hail. But again, this isn't a big outbreak or anything like that. We're not dealing with a major severe weather threat. It's mostly your hit or miss isolated severe weather. High temperatures today, despite the front coming through, most will still at least get into the 60s with some warmer 70s in the south and the east where the front will come through last. So a pretty mild day overall across much of the area. Tonight dropping into the 30s and 40s for lows, so it'll be a little cooler behind that front. Tomorrow's temperatures, this time it's going to be warmest in the southwest, into the 70s again, but cooler 50s in the northeast, and then right in between we'll see highs in the 60s. As we look at tomorrow night and a Friday morning, a little chillier here, but hopefully no rain or moisture chances in here where it will be colder here. Temperatures will be in the 20s. If there is moisture, it may not be this cold. Warmer temperatures in the 30s to near 40 degrees farther south and southeast, so not really any kind of threat of snow, but some rain, some isolated thunderstorms, especially right in here. As we look towards your Friday's going to be our coolest day ahead, highs in the mid to upper 50s, maybe some low 60s out there. And then Friday night to Saturday, we are going to get a warm front that's going to lift northward. We're going to get higher dew points and warmer temperatures. 40s to low 50s for overnight lows heading into Saturday morning. And look at Saturday's highs up into the 70s. Despite quite a few clouds around, we get up into the 70s. It's going to be a pretty windy day, pretty strong south winds, and that's bringing that fuel, that low-level moisture northward into our area, which could eventually bring us what looks to be, for most of us, the best chance of rain and thunderstorms over the next 5 or 6 days. I think Saturday is probably the best chance overall. We'll talk more about that in just a bit on the long-range models, but let's take a look at the 7-day forecast first with the next 3 days. And again, I'm not going overly optimistic for the Tri-Cities or for North Platte. I want to kind of keep our expectations low because, again, things are kind of hit or miss these next few days. But again, Saturday is probably our best chance, especially Saturday evening there. So I've gone to a 60% chance there. Notice more wind over the weekend, warm temperatures though. The chance comes down on Friday. And then a cold front comes through Friday night, so that brings another chance of rain and thunderstorms, and we may have another chance as we look ahead to Tuesday behind the front. It'll be cooler there as well. I have not included any snow in the forecast. As of right now, models are backing off on any snow chances there. After a little bit of a cool down for the Tuesday time frame, Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll start to warm back up later next week and into the following weekend. And hopefully maybe keep the rain chances around. We'll see how that goes. Let's take a look at the North Platte forecast. Pretty much every day I have kept the chance slightly lower than the Tri-Cities because a little farther west and northwest, your chances just aren't quite as good. They're still there, but they aren't quite as good. I'm still looking at Saturday into Saturday evening as the best chance at a 50-50 shot right there. And then maybe another, I think Tuesday we could at least see a few showers around. I think that's a somewhat decent chance of rain on Tuesday with that cooler air coming in. But again, for now, no snow in the forecast there. Let's take a look at the long-range forecast. We do cool down again next Tuesday, but then we warm back up at the end of next week. And in fact, as of right now, the Climate Prediction Center is still going with above average temperatures for most of the country for that April 15th timeframe next Wednesday all the way through the following Tuesday, the 21st of April. So looking like we're still probably going to see warmer than average temperatures, which for mid to late April start to push mid to upper 60s. So should be up there in the mid to upper 60s or warmer most days. Precipitation-wise, they have us near to slightly above average precipitation. I do think that as we push into the second half of next week, the chances of rain aren't as good as what they'll be earlier in the week. Let's talk about that here in just a second. We'll start with the NAM model. That's the North American model. And this is just a 3-day model. But again, notice it's southeastern areas with the best chance of rain these next couple of days. especially with the North American model. It is really focused more to the south and southeast. But as we get towards Friday night into Saturday morning, maybe a little bit better chance, but still best chances in the east and the south. How about the European model? We'll try to take this as slow as possible here, but let's take a look at today, later today, and tonight. Again, focus is on the southeast. A smaller chance in other locations late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Maybe a little snow up there to the northwest, but I don't think that's going to be a big deal there. Tomorrow, again, really focused on the best chances in the southeast, lower chances elsewhere tomorrow and into tomorrow night. I think most of Friday is dry. I think Friday is one of those days where our chances are just a little bit lower. But then Friday night into Saturday morning, a little bit better chance. And then during the day, Saturday into Saturday night, that's one of our best chances here. European model is not nearly as aggressive as most other models, though. I'll tell you that right now. Sunday's chances, a little bit lower. Again, I mentioned before, the European model is not as aggressive as some of the other models have been. But then here comes a cold front Monday night. That'll bring us another chance of rain. Right now, it looks like most of the snow, the models are backing off on the snow chances in the long range here as we get towards next Tuesday. We'll keep some chances of rain around, but I do think they're lower in the second half of next week. They're not as good, but they're still there somewhat anyway. So with that, let's go to the GFS model. Again, later today, focused on that cold front. That's where the best chance of rain will be tonight, late today and into tonight. And then other areas, there's a smaller chance late tonight, early tomorrow morning. But again, the next 2 days, the big focus is across southeastern parts of our area. And then Friday, I think most of Friday is dry. Then Friday night into Saturday, here comes a little bit better chance of rain, which will continue into Saturday night. But again, eastern area is the best chance. There still is a chance out west, though, which is why I had Saturday and Saturday evening as our best chance of rain overall. This is probably the most widespread stuff you see there. Sunday, chances are lower. Monday, chances are still pretty low. But then Monday night into Tuesday, here comes that cold front. That'll enhance our chances just a little bit. Again, the GFS still does have a little snow mixed in there, but I'm holding off on that for now. And then the chances drop off for the second half of next week. Maybe they pick back up a little bit again in the long range later next week, but that's a long ways out yet. We'll see how things play out. Real quick here, let's take a look at the national look here as we go through the next several days here, just to kind of give you a quick overview of the next 10 days. And again, you can see those chances hit or miss there. Again, this isn't going to be a widespread soaking heavy or just slow rain, anything like that. This is going to be more of your hit or miss showers and isolated thunderstorms. And this will take us to the end of the week right there. Let's now take a look at the GFS model. Again, now we're getting into next week. And then as we get later into the week, the chances do drop off, but maybe come back into play a little bit as we get towards the following weekend. And finally, temperatures. Let's look at the temperature trend before we completely wrap things up here. Again, we are nice and mild today, and tomorrow's not bad, but then we're a little cooler on Friday. Saturday warms up. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, warmer air. We cool back down on Tuesday and maybe a little bit on Wednesday as well, especially in the east. And then Thursday, Friday, we warm up a little bit, although the European model maybe tries to hold that cooler air in place. I'm guessing the GFS model is going to be more aggressive and pushing some warmer air back in next weekend. So again, we're not bad today or tomorrow. We cool down on Friday, right there. Saturday warms up, though. Sunday, Monday as well. Cool down on Tuesday. Wednesday, some cool air remains, especially over the eastern parts of the area. And then we warm up towards the end of next week a bit. But maybe another cool down next weekend, which could mean potential for more moisture if that's the case. All right. That is everything I have for you for today. I want to thank you for watching on this Wednesday morning. I'll be back with you on Thursday as we continue to eyeball those rain chances for the end of the week and this upcoming weekend, and hopefully we can pick up a little bit of something in the long term as well. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see you all again on Thursday morning. Take care, and God bless. Bye.